text, audio, and video news of the globe from Scientific Television. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe with us. Thank you.
Now listen to the headline news. Rubio says Russia-Ukraine peace proposal was authored by U.S. VP Vance defends immigration policies, cites cartel trafficking concerns. What would it take for Nicolás Maduro to give up power? An awful lot, experts say. President says Chicagoans are chanting, "Bring in Trump," after violent downtown riot leaves 8 shot, 1 dead. Man fatally shot, woman and children in critical condition after Arizona shootout. Graham says Trump wants to move the bill on Russia sanctions, but procedural hurdles await. U.S. aims for rare earth independence with new processing initiatives. The world's biggest company just told everyone to chill out. 2 Chinese nationals, 2 Americans charged with smuggling NVIDIA chips to China. Referee carted off field with injury as Texans defense roughs up Buffalo Bills to give Houston big upset win. Now listen to the detailed news. Now you can watch the rest of the news by clicking on the YouTube link. Thank you. On November 22nd, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio disputed claims that President Donald Trump's latest plan to end the fighting in Ukraine amounts to a wish list for Russia. Rubio stated on X that the peace proposal was authored by the United States and incorporated input from both the Russian and Ukrainian sides of the conflict. The dispute arose after a leaked 28-point version of the proposal circulated, prompting discussion and concerns about its content. The debate over U.S. immigration policies has intensified amid concerns about child trafficking and the treatment of immigrants. Vice President J.D. Vance emphasized the need for balanced enforcement that aligns with legal and humanitarian principles. He highlighted that the Trump administration's approach followed the Catholic Church's teachings, advocating humane treatment of immigrants while upholding a nation's right to secure its borders. Vance also criticized the trafficking of children, claiming that 300,000 missing children were brought into the U.S. by Mexican drug cartels under the Biden administration, some of whom were exploited as drug mules. Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro faces intense international pressure, including a $50 million bounty on his head, active CIA operations in Caracas, and U.S. forces mobilizing in the Caribbean. Prominent commentators and politicians across the Americas are debating his fate, with some advocating for his outright removal, while others consider the possibility of a negotiated exit. Recently, Colombia's foreign minister suggested that Maduro could leave voluntarily in a transition that avoids jail and allows for legitimate elections, though Colombia clarified it does not seek to interfere in Venezuela's internal affairs. President Donald Trump claimed that Chicagoans are calling to bring in Trump amid a recent surge in violence in the city. On Friday, a riot erupted in the Chicago Loop, the downtown business district, during which at least 8 teenagers were shot, including 1 fatality, and multiple police officers were attacked. The riot involved around 300 juveniles who reportedly used mace and stun guns against officers. City officials confirmed that several children aged 13 to 17 were shot, and one 14-year-old later died at a hospital. A shooting in a South Phoenix parking lot on Saturday afternoon left 1 man dead and 3 others, including 2 children, critically injured. The incident involved a dispute between a sedan and an SUV, which escalated into a physical fight before gunfire erupted. The male suspect, alone in the sedan, remained at the scene until police arrived and was later taken into custody. The victims in the SUV included a man, a woman, and 2 children, all of whom were shot, with the man dying at the scene. Congress is considering a significant sanctions package targeting Russia and its energy trade partners, designed to weaken the Kremlin's war efforts. Senators Lindsey Graham, RSC, and Richard Blumenthal, D-Con, have been leading the effort with over 80 co-sponsors, but procedural disagreements between the Senate and House threaten to delay the legislation. While President Donald Trump has expressed support and urged Senate leadership to advance the bill, there are disputes over whether the Senate or House should originate the legislation, which could affect the speed and efficiency of its passage. Rare earth elements such as neodymium and dysprosium are critical components in modern technology, including smartphones, electric vehicles, and medical imaging devices. Despite their name, these elements are not extremely scarce, but the challenge lies in extraction and refinement. Currently, China dominates nearly 90% of global processing and refining, creating a bottleneck for other countries. The high demand from electric vehicle motors, military applications, and other industries has intensified the need for secure and sustainable supply chains. NVIDIA reported exceptionally strong earnings, posting sales and profits up more than 60% year-on-year, exceeding Wall Street projections. CEO Jensen Huang described the sales as off the charts and projected fourth quarter revenue of around $65 billion. The company highlighted continued growth in AI infrastructure spending and reassured investors that fears of an AI bubble are overblown. NVIDIA's CFO, Colette Kress, noted that AI-related capital expenditures by tech giants are expected to reach $400 billion this year, indicating robust demand for GPUs and AI services. 2 Chinese nationals and 2 U.S. citizens have been charged by the Department of Justice for illegally exporting advanced NVIDIA GPUs to China in violation of U.S. export controls. The accused are Li Chom, Chen Jing, Ho Hong Ming, and Brian Curtis Raymond. They face multiple counts, including conspiracy to violate the Export Control Reform Act, smuggling, and money laundering. Prosecutors allege that the scheme involved shipping GPUs through Malaysia and Thailand and using front companies such as Tampa-based Janford Realtor and Raymond's Alabama-based electronics company to circumvent U.S. export restrictions. Law enforcement disrupted some shipments, but earlier exports included approximately 400 NVIDIA A100 GPUs, and the defendants received over $3.89 million in wire transfers from China to fund the scheme. Thursday night's NFL game between the Houston Texans and Buffalo Bills was highly eventful, with injuries and dramatic plays shaping the outcome. Referee Adrian Hill suffered a non-contact injury in the third quarter and had to leave the field, being replaced by umpire Roy Ellison. On the field, the Texans' defense dominated, sacking Bills QB Josh Allen a career-high 8 times, forcing turnovers, and ultimately securing a 23-19 victory. Safety Kalen Bullock was the standout player, contributing 2 interceptions and a forced fumble, including a game-sealing interception in the final minute.